right, President Trump. You continue to publicly praise the Kansas state legislation for its questionable and somewhat unconstitutional stance against the rights of trans individuals. After all, we are called conservatives for a reason, like not wanting our country to move ahead with the changing times. No way. We just want to conserve our little nation right where it's at, not progress for the better. Besides, what does the trans community expect from us after all? Equality? To be treated fairly with dignity and respect? Can you just imagine? My president's a biased president. Oh. Well, I better be going because I don't want to be late for work. Morning. Oh, hey, Gwen, can you believe what they're doing now? It's finally happening. Order is returning to the heartland. Oh, good, Karen. Did they finally decide to fund the public libraries, or did someone just tell you that chocolate milk comes from brown cows? Again. Haha, Gwen, very funny. I'm talking about Kansas and how they're finally addressing the driver's licenses because the state of Kansas is now requiring everyone to use a gender designated from their original birth certificate. I mean, it's all about consistency, Gwen. Ah, yes, Senate Bill 180, the Woman's Bill of Rights, which ironically does very little to address the actual challenges that we women face and quite a bit to complicate the lives of the LGBTQI plus community. I mean, you do realize that Kansas is now effectively requiring people to carry identification that might not match their lived reality, right? It's not about that, Gwen. It's about the truth. Because contrary to what you believe, biology doesn't change just because of a preference. Karen, factual data from major medical associations like the AMA recognize that gender identity and biological sex are distinct. Forcing a trans individual to carry an ID that contradicts their appearance isn't just an administrative update. It's a logistical nightmare that invites scrutiny and unnecessary hurdles in everyday life, from banking to travel. It's about maintaining a clear standard for everyone. It's a standard that specifically targets a small group of people, and it's using state resources to complicate the lives of its citizens rather than solving actual infrastructure problems. But sure, Karen, tell me more how this is a priority for the state of Kansas. Whatever, Guinevere, you just don't understand equality. Anyway, I've got to get going because I'm going to be late for work. Toodles, Gwen. It's such a good feeling to know that one day she'll wake to find out that she was really just a complete idiot after all. So I was like, go President Trump, the very second that I heard that the state of Kansas was finally cleaning up the DMV. I mean, no more of this choose your own adventure gender business on licenses, you know? Back to the basics. Rude! Yes, I'm just so rude because when I think of basic government efficiency, the very first thing that comes to my mind is the state of Kansas spending tax dollars to forcibly revoke the valid identification of its own citizens. It's not revoking, it's correcting. The state of Kansas is just making sure that the license matches the birth certificate. It's for security, Gwen. Oh, Karen, you're right, because nothing says high security like forcing a trans woman with a full life and career to carry an ID that says male. I mean, it's practically handing a roadmap for harassment to every bartender, bank teller, and TSA agent she encounters. Well, the law is the law, and SB 180 is very clear about biological gender. It's clear in the way a brick wall is clear, Karen. Do you have any idea how much of a bureaucratic nightmare this is? The Kansas Department of Revenue is literally being weaponized to roll back civil liberties. They aren't just stopping new changes. They're actively hunting down people who already had their licenses changed legally and telling them, actually, the state owns your identity and we've decided that, well, you're someone else. It's just a letter on a little card, Gwen. Don't be so dramatic. It's a letter that acts as a target, Karen. It's an intentional move by Attorney General Chris Kobach to make existing in public as a trans person as difficult and dangerous as possible. But I forgot. You prefer your government to be small enough to fit inside a person's wallet and to tell them who they are, right? Really? I didn't. Bell rang or break's over. Get back to work. Rebel! Sweet baby Jesus, for a whole 2 seconds, she might have actually had a moment of clarity there. Huh. Who knew? Hey, Meg. So sorry to bother you, even though I don't really care. Anyway, Gwen is in such a mood today, Meg. She's all upset because the state of Kansas is finally making bathrooms safe again. They're going to start fining people $100 if they're in the wrong one now. Karen, is it a MAGA trait to be so annoying, or is it just something you personally strive for? Because the wrong one, Karen? I mean, is there a genital checking robot stationed outside the stalls now? Does it take Apple Pay, or is it cash only for the bathroom police? It's a deterrent, Megs. It keeps men out of women's faces by implementing a simple fine to keep the peace. A simple fine of $100 for a person to use a restroom that matches their gender identity? Now, Karen, let's use that brain of yours for a second. I know. It's a big task. But let's use that brain a second and ask, if a trans man who has a beard and muscles is forced by your logic to use the woman's restroom, you'd be the first one screaming, "Help, police!" No, because he's biologically a... Stop. Just stop. You are advocating for a state-sponsored bounty system on people's bladders. You realize this law essentially encourages vigilante bathroom monitoring, right? It means any person who thinks a woman looks too masculine can harass her and call for a $100 fine. You're literally voting for a world where you might have to show your birth certificate to go pee at a rest stop. Well, if you have nothing to hide, it shouldn't matter. I have my privacy to hide, Karen. It is the literal height of conservative irony. You scream about freedom and government overreach when it comes to a light bulb or a stove. But the second the state of Kansas wants to fine a trans person $100 for trying to live their life, you're suddenly the secretary of bladder inspections. It's about protecting children, Megs. If it was about protecting women and children, Karen, then they would have released all of the Epstein files unredacted, but it's not. It's about bullying, period. You're supporting a policy that targets a tiny fraction of the population just to feel a sense of moral superiority. It's cruel. It's factually baseless, and honestly, it's obsessed with other people's anatomy in a way that is deeply, deeply weird. Well, I think, Karen, I don't care what you think, because you haven't read the bill. You haven't looked at the statistics on who actually commits crimes in bathrooms, and you clearly don't care about the safety of anyone who isn't exactly like you. Now, get out of my office, because I need to get back to work, and, well, I don't feel like paying you $100 to watch me do it. Ha ha, very funny, Megs.